The Glass Violin. Part 3. A short story by Misty Hamilton Smith. Copyright 2025. But courage did not silence doubt. The more Elara played, the more the house stirred, and with it her family's unease. What the dreams had offered her as guidance, they saw as danger. Each fragile note that filled the parlor seemed to them a step closer to disaster, and their voices rose against the music even as hers grew stronger. Her grandmother echoed the caution, though her tone was softer. "It is beautiful, child, but beauty can be dangerous. Some things are meant to be admired, not touched." She tapped her fingers against the chair arm, the rhythm betraying her own longing, but her words remained a barrier. The great-uncle was harsher. He had lived with music, had lost it, and the sight of Elara coaxing sound from the fragile instrument unsettled him. "Leave it alone," he muttered from the doorway, his voice cracked with age and regret. "You don't know what you're playing with. Some silences are better kept." His eyes glistened, but whether with anger or sorrow, Elara could not tell. Their warnings pressed against her like walls, but the violin's voice pulled her forward. Each note she coaxed seemed to whisper of more, of melodies waiting just beyond her reach. She felt the bow's weight in her hand, even when she was not holding it, imagined the sweep of sound that might come if she dared to draw it across the strings. Fear accompanied her longing. She imagined the glass shattering, shards scattering across the rug, the music silenced forever. She saw herself blamed, her family grieving, the parlor returned to its heavy silence. The thought made her hands tremble, her breath catch. Yet the fear did not stop her. It sharpened her desire. Fragility was not a reason to retreat, but a call to care, to move with precision, to risk with reverence. At night, the dreams grew more insistent. The corridors of glass no longer shimmered peacefully. They cracked beneath her feet, threatening collapse. The faceless audience leaned closer, their silence heavy with expectation. She woke, drenched in sweat, her heart pounding, the violin's glow etched into her vision. The dreams were warnings, but they were also summons. Elara began to practice longer, testing the boundaries of sound. She brushed the strings with her fingertips until they quivered, hummed into the body until it resonated, breathed against the glass until it sighed. Each experiment carried risk, each note a fragile triumph. She felt herself standing at the edge of something vast, a precipice of sound and silence, fear and courage. Her family's resistance grew. Her mother pleaded, her grandmother cautioned, her great-uncle raged. But Elara could not turn away. The violin had become part of her, its fragile voice entwined with her own. To ignore it now would be to ignore herself. The conflict was not only with them but within her. She feared the break, the loss, the silence that might follow. Yet she longed for the fullness of sound, the moment when the violin would sing without restraint. She stood in the parlor each evening, bow in hand, trembling, waiting, listening. The risk was immense, but so was the promise. The silence pressed against her like a tide, and she felt the moment approaching, not as choice, but as inevitability. Thank you for listening to The Glass Violin. Part 3. The story continues with Part 4. Please remember to like, follow, and share.